Here we go then. So I am back Zwift racing and I've caught the Zwift bug. So currently I'm on my like endurance base phase, but I just needed to get some sort of racing in or some sort of high end thing, because I'll be honest, it's driving me mad just doing zone 2. So I'm going to start adding in like hopefully one Zwift race a week into my training, get a little bit of high intensity stuff in and just get a bit of enjoyment in it. Like, I don't know, can you call a Zwift race enjoyment? It is painful, but we're taking on the Gotham grind today. It's like fairly flat, a little bit undulating. There's no major climbs, which is what I picked, but we all know how the start of a Zwift race goes. We absolutely pull the pin. You'd think I'd be used to this doing like cyclocross starts, but it's been a while since, like, as soon as my heart rate goes above zone 2, I'm burning matches left, right and centre, and I am absolutely blowing out my backside. But look, like, so we all started, the start of this was carnage because everyone went off together. It wasn't like in categories. Look at the head start these guys got down here. They're gone already, and the front of that was like the A category people, so they've shot off already. So I'll get into it straight away. I'm obviously racing B category here. Based off my FTP, I'm not going to lie, I should be in the A category.
You bloody cheat!
But don't hate on me, because you'll see how this result goes. And Zwift racing is just hard for me. I'm just a monkey on a bike, really. Like, I've got no brain cell on how Zwift works. I'm just an absolute, I just pedal as hard as I can. Look, you'll see here. So we go over the little climb. I don't know if we've already done it, but like when it goes downhill, I'm still just like monkey on a bike, spinning as fast as I can. Absolutely no idea like how the gameplay of Zwift works. And I really need to work that out, because people like sit in and draft. I'm absolutely like just constantly just busting my balls trying to keep up, and it hurts. I like look at the little bit at the side and I'm like, these guys are doing less watts per kilo than me, yet I'm getting absolutely hammered. But yeah, so it's an undulating course. There's a couple of little inclines, declines, but the race was about 18 kilometers, something like that. So it's about a 25-minute effort. And for me, it was just like constant threshold. What I don't get, I'm actually racing a pro here. So I think that Jess Pratt is the girl that won the Zwift Academy. So I'm racing a pro. So can your man be a female pro cyclist? You're about to find out. But what I don't get is, I'm guessing she's the one in white and I want whatever she's on, because she ain't even pedalling. What's that? Pro cyclists don't have to pedal or something. Look, wait until this guy gets out of the way. Just there. She don't pedal the whole race. What's that about? That's what I need some of. No pedaling. Look, she's still not pedaling. Maybe I need contact Zwift, get an easier run for myself. But yeah, basically it just felt like a threshold workout the whole way. Like this was pretty much, I'd say, what my threshold is at the moment, and I was just trying to stay in the pack, in the group. And I thought to myself, man's been doing a lot of sprint practice, so he can pull through and pull the pin at the end if he can hang in there. But I just need some sort of Zwift expert to tell me how I save energy in this group, because as soon as I ease off the pedals, I drop to the back, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get dropped. And then I'm just tanking it again. I can't get over it. She's still not pedaling. So basically there was like one, I'd say, main bit of the course, important bit to try and stay with the group. It was this, if you can call it a climb, this is a climb for me. This is a long climb on Zwift. But you really had to put the power down up this little incline here. And at this point, where I haven't done over zone 2 in ages or anything hard, my heart was jumping out my chest, my lungs were falling out my backside, my legs were screaming at me, and I was like thinking, maybe I'm not falling back in love with Zwift, because it was hurting. But in all honesty, like, I know there's like some people hate Zwift, some people love Zwift. Zwift makes beasts. Like, people that do these Zwift races, they are absolute beasts. Doesn't matter if you're A category, B category, C category, there's some beasts in these races, and they can put down some power. But what I did find, I don't know, you can see here, if you go down the hill and you're like towards the back, you can sort of like shoot up the other side and then end up at the front of the group. Whereas if you come into like the downhill at the front, everyone passes you. And I was sort of getting used to that in the race. Like, oh, if you're at the back, you sort of like get like a hole shot. If that's what is that the right term? You get like no, like a slingshot up the other side. But honestly, still, she's not pedaling. Wait, look, she's still not pedaling. She's having the easiest ride of her life. But yeah, coming up, one lap done. You'll see here, even when it goes down, this is the bit I was on about at the start. When it goes downhill, everyone sort of eases off and cruises down. Yet I'm still doing like 3.5, 4 watts per kilo on downhills because I'm a numpty like that. I was getting the hang of it a bit, like slowing down there. But then I start falling back and I'm like, oh God, gotta catch up. But at this point, my heart rate hadn't seen 170 this year. End of story. So I'm like, to be honest, I'm hanging in there. I'm maxed effort. There's no way at the moment I am an A racer. And my Zwift power actually says that I'm B category. This is the second time I've raced on the WattBike Atom. The first time I didn't record, so I'm gonna probably milk this and say it's the first time I've raced on the Atom. But what I'm hoping to get from these races is just to keep the motivation up a little bit, get a bit of intensity, and like we just enjoy racing cyclists. So that's the plan, and hopefully it'll help my fitness a bit and a little bit of like that sustained power. Because for me, like I know a lot of people say it's a Zwift race is like cross where you like spike out of the corners and stuff like that. For me, it's not. It's just a total threshold effort the whole way where from minute one, I'm hanging on for dear life. I've burnt me matches out of the gates. I don't know why everyone pings it out of the gates. Annoys me, that does. Let's all be friends. Cruise out. Lovely. And then we're coming into the little hill, which people won't call a hill. I'm calling this is a Mount Everest. And heart rate's still up there. Like, I haven't seen these numbers for this period of time. I think like the records I got for 2022, like new 20-minute heart rate, new 5-second heart rate was absolutely madness. But so I got over the final climb, I was still with them, and I knew it was going to like settle down a bit now because everyone knows we're just going to have to ping it in the sprint. And I'm thinking, and you're probably thinking if you've watched any of my videos, this guy has been sprinting loads. He is going to be the god of sprinting. Let me tell you, you are very mistaken. So last 1.5 kilometers, and I'm thinking, you know what? I could win a Zwift race here. Yes, it's not the category I'm meant to be in, but I'm still there, which is more of a surprise than I thought. And I'm thinking, here we go. It's my time to shine. It's my time to hone in on my inner Mark Cavendish and absolutely pull the pin. And go for it. And now all of us are, everyone's working hard at this point, but no one's going to break away. We know it's going to be a sprint finish. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to use this as an excuse, but sprinting on the WattBike Atom is not easy. Like, when I first got it, I was like, oh, it's so sturdy. It's going to be so good for absolutely ripping the head off it and going like an absolute lunatic. But it's really not, because when I sprint, I think when I'm outside, I like get my huge upper body involved and like absolutely go nuts. But when the bike's so stiff, I'm getting some quality excuses in here. When the bike's so stiff, it just doesn't like give you any of that like side to side when you're like trying to go for it. Have I got any more pathetic sprint excuses? Don't know. I'm gonna need to think of some more if I'm gonna make these Zwift videos. But we start ramping it up, and I'm thinking at this point, I really want to give this a good whack in the sprint, but I am absolutely clinging on for dear life. And I'm thinking, come on, do it for this YouTube video. Sprint, be a hero. And we've got 400 meters to go now, and I think someone starts to ping it now. Is it about 300 meters to go? Someone starts sprinting. So here, this guy in orange starts pinging it, and I'm like, I've missed my chance. I've ramped up, and this is it. That's it. That's everything I've got. All 640 watts. And then, the girl, the pro, she's not even pedaling. Straight past me. But that was literally all I had in the sprint. Absolutely pathetic. So I finished like 18th overall, but it was confusing. On Zwift Power, I finished 4th, so I'll take that. And obviously, I was at 4.2 watts per kilo, but that's what I'm trying to say. I've got like no knowledge of how Zwift works. It just blows my mind. I need someone to say, like, that's what I don't get. Like, people doing 3.6 watts, yet keeping up with me. I just don't get it. But this absolutely destroyed me. But it's the first of many, and I'm going to work my way up to that Cat A category. Once it's on Zwift Power, move up to Cat A, and then hopefully try and get close to the front of the race in the Cat A's.